And I muted. And that's really loud. Okay, let's try that one. That should be better there. Sorry, guys. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are watching the world. I've only got a couple of you in here, so that makes it easy for me to get my day started. I'm not going to lie. Kids' Christmas party yesterday. So... and I can turn down that echo so it doesn't happen anymore. Holy. So I hope everybody's wonderful. I'm excited for this one. Briton Ferry, obviously, I'm looking for some redemption, some payback. The promotion team that, or the team that was looking for promotion last year with Wrexham, and actually probably outplayed us, if I recall correctly, and just couldn't get it done. So we've got Sandy's here, W&G. How are you? No out-of-town scoreboard that I set up for you today. I hope that's okay. Unless you had some toys and you wanted me to bring it up, I can go ahead and try to do that here. Just right now, only the Wrexham roster is up. I've got to find some things, and I've changed some stuff, and I wouldn't mind testing it perhaps potentially at the half. So if somebody wants to message me, but I've got some new toys to try to bring people in immediately. I've changed up. It doesn't look different, but I've changed up the way that my video is read so that it makes it easier for me to add additional people. And I wouldn't mind giving that a shot on a day where I don't anticipate we're going to get the same volume of people. So if there's a couple of hiccups, nobody's going to get upset at me if we get started. So you should have it. If you haven't been here before and you're logging in for the first time, the matches are free down below. So go down there. The link is there. Go to iFollow, search, Google search it, and not a lot of chit chatter so far. I might be just talking to myself. And so while that happens, I'm going to try and find Briton Ferry's lineup if I can. And absolutely, it looks way better than things did yesterday. So, and it's nice to just see that everything is working in order, because I moved and changed a bunch of stuff yesterday. So I'm seeing if there is a roster, and if not, it's going to be one of those days where this happened the last time I think we had a cup competition, where I ended up sitting there with a graphic up and just randomly typing in names as things went through. So we will figure all of that out and get her done. No big deal. So it appears that may be the case. Morning, Brendan. How are you? Hope everybody had a good weekend so far. Yesterday for the men, the perfect day when you don't play. Almost the perfect day, I guess. Stockport not scoring that late goal would have been even better, but not going to complain about it, right? So let's open this up a little bit. I'm just going to get the graphic ready so that I can start to enter names as they're called out by Mark. I assume it's going to be Mark who's going to be doing the broadcasting. And I don't want... okay. Holy. All right. I wish I had a whole bunch of exciting... if you haven't checked, the digital program is up. If you go to the Wrexham Women website, or if you go to Wrexham Women Twitter, and it's not on the main Twitter page, digital program is there. They give a whole bunch of background and stuff. I end up reading most of it after the game is completed to try and get updates as to what's going on with the women. As it looks like they're already out on the pitch, and they've cut to them straight from Steve, the coach. Briton Ferry in yellow. Got standing room only, so ready to get into it. The captain is back. Whistles are blowing. People are running around. I'm excited. Any day of actually having the football go off is a wonderful day, right? I'm hoping I don't make too much noise. I just realized the new microphone I have is way more sensitive than the last one. So drinking coffee, I'm sure you may end up hearing it, unfortunately. And the banging around as I set everything down. And I wish I could have got to the last starting lineup here. Let's see how fast I can type. Oh, they've already taken it off. Fail. Tried to sneak it off the page. It didn't happen. So I'm going to end up, oh, here we go. Don't mind me as we figure it all out live and in the end time writings. Powell Roberts. Deacon Bakerwitz. It's fascinating to me. They have all of their set numbers from 1 to 11 going. I'm not going to get who the subs are. That's okay. I'm just impressed all that worked out. Oh, they're their subs. I'm not going to get their subs in. No. We do actually have a match today, and it actually looks like it's glorious weather. It rained itself out, and skies look clear. Doesn't look like the brightest blue of skies, but you'll take it, right? As the ladies, so if you go to iFollow and join up, the ladies are just finishing up with their pre-game get-together. The audio is exceptionally quiet coming through my headset, and maybe that's just my mic, but I can hear the girls talking, so it makes me believe that everything's working. John, happy Sunday. And I'm going to have to send this up without any subs. And we're underway. The clock is going. The ladies right to left on your screen. The Briton Ferry women left to right, and already an early giveaway. Lightfoot heading down on the left side. And all right, we like that stuff. Did Swirly get the subs? Because if that was awesome, then I'll just wait for you. Swirly, you're reading my mind and you're catching up on stuff. This is why it's awesome doing this, is because there's help, because everybody knows I'm sitting here in my head, even if I may not look like it, I'm panicking, trying to get everything all set up and started. Thrown into the box, cleared away, thumped down the massive field that is the Rock. And ooh, the attendance today. Nobody interested in a cup match, I suppose, on a post-rainy Sunday morning, afternoon. And am I the only one with a scorecard up? And am I the only one doing a broadcast? I've got the time up. They say it's 38 seconds. That can't be right. Am I the only one? Well, that makes me the audio for the day. That's a little bit added stress. If somebody says, maybe we put that out on Twitter, if anybody's looking for a broadcast, we've got the guy. Yeah, I just don't want to scrub back while I'm actually watching. So I'll leave it alone for now. I can always bring up what I've got here. Just let me. Oh, I'm going to duplicate this before I delete it. And I'll bring up one just with the actual players. I only missed one. It was the Welsh name that came up. So, and try to figure out exactly where everybody's positioned on the field is going to be the fun part of this one. Is we've hammered it down the left-hand side, and it's not up to get there. Hughes running up, but it's cleared out. But I believe that was Ridings, even though it doesn't make sense. 1 to 11, you'd think you'd know where their positions are on the field, but the lady in the scrum cap looked like she was wearing 6. So perhaps the numbers are a little out of order as to what is traditional for the positions that they're playing in. Hughes cuts through. It's into the box there. Shot right in her breadbasket. Anywhere she could have gone, Lightfoot had a great opportunity to start things, and you'll take that for sure. Yeah, I'm trying to figure it out too. The only thing that So one thing I was frustrated with trying to do my membership, and Stephen, thank you so much for gifting the memberships. I mean, it's not expected by any stretch, and certainly appreciate it. I guess everybody's going to benefit from it down the road is one way to look at it. But and I think one of the issues too is if some people don't have that they'll accept memberships, then they won't be they'll just go off to whoever as well. So Briton Ferry with their opportunity came into the cross, but no real threat to Dell. Going to be a corner though coming from the left-hand side. The left-footed outswinger. Man, I can't even get my lefts and rights fired up this morning. That's how crazy a day it's been. Yesterday running around. I think they're actually undefeated. At least last time I checked, Briton Ferry weren't they, Swirly? I mean, you expect them to be into the promotion hunt again, looking to move up as the ball gets turned around and kicked. It'll be a Wrexham throw from the penalty area extended in our own third. Thrown in, that's Dickens with it, drops it back. Looking to do a switch? No. It deflected, intercepted, and here comes Briton Ferry turning it around. So after a good 2-minute interlude to start this, they're coming the other way. And that looks like a number 14, and I don't even have a number 14. So who knows what's going on with the lineups, but we will figure it out. Nothing like challenging things. You're on the TV screen trying to figure it out, and you've got no lineup card. A little bit of interplay in the middle of the pitch. Jones goes down. Sorry, Hughes goes down. Turn it around. Wakey, eggs and bakey. Here we go. Free kick, middle of the stripe. Doran up to take it. It does look like a glorious day. It looks like I see blankets in the crowd. It may be a little bit cold. Haven't checked the weather. A long ball in, threatening, but just a little bit too far and out of place for Lightfoot, who couldn't get up there. Thump of the ball all the way down. Cleared, chipped up, and left. Any idea on? I have no idea why there's no mark on the FAW, but it is stuck to just being me by the looks of things. And so into the area, offside, clear. Yep. Still hunting, and to be fair, both teams look threatening. This looks like one of those games that's not, unless the goalkeepers are up on arms and standing on their toes. This could be a 3-2 game. You look at the interplay between both teams having their chances, and that certainly was threatening, even though it was offside. Good stuff. Wasn't by much. Through the middle of the pitch. Across, well deflected, and hadn't she not got to that could have been an issue. As whoever's wearing number 14, as I bring up the Briton Ferry website to find out who their team is. And it looks like they've got no rosters for the women. No, there it is, the ladies. No numbers. Come on, folks. All right. Brian, good morning. Nice to have you here. And sorry, guys, I'm scrambling to try and figure everything out and get caught up and do my thing. And, I'm missing names. There we go. One change to make. I'm not going to worry about the subs. I'm going to get this out here, and then we can focus on the game. Have ourselves a good one. Grab a drink maybe with Bailey's in it if you need to. I probably should have started that myself, to be fair. Didn't. And with no broadcasting, I'm waiting to see where Brooke Llewellyn is on the pitch, as that's the only person who haven't played, and I think that it's wearing number 4. I'm going to set it up that way, just so we can get the names up there, and it may be incorrect. No insult intended to the ladies of Briton Ferry. Lily over the ball, right-footed, just outside, just inside the right touch line, looking for a cross. No, she leaves it behind. There goes the cross into the box. Oh, it made past the first defender. It's still there and available. Knocked down, headed, looped up, chip attempt. Too far. Well done. I will take that. Hey, I can bring up the flop meter. I wasn't certain that Brendan was going to be there. If he's got it ready, I will certainly. It just takes one little click here, assuming that I can find it. Boom. I just have to move my my mug over here. And I can just go like this. And there you go. Do your thing, sir. It never wants to work perfectly here, does it? There we go. There, that's a little bit better. 9 minutes in, I'm destined to focus on things soon enough and start to actually figure out where the players are on the pitch and who everybody is, as I am apparently the voice of this one, just getting the audio into the background, and that's all right. We'll get there together. That's a halftime announcement, though, for sure. Sending it out to everybody and saying, if you're looking to join in, and that does appear to be whoever just kicked that ball, Lillowin, which was the one player that I was looking for. Trying to read the name bars on the backs of the jerseys. And if there was a momentum meter, I would suggest that outside of about a 2-minute span there from about the 4 to 6 minute mark, it has been mostly us as we look to take a quick corner, right-footed in. Defender was there for Briton Ferry. They chip it away, and it's over down to the right-hand side. Lightfoot's in there, nicks it, gets it over all the way on the opposite side of the pitch from her normal position, likely occurred as a result of that corner, and it comes down into and just out, teasingly out of play. We all sat there and watched that ball run an extra 10, 15 feet down the right field touchline, the closest to the stadium, the seating anyway. Kicked out, that's got to go out. Just physics, right? No, able to loop it in, keep control. Well tackled. Hughes looking for Lightfoot up there. No, just behind. And so got to scramble back, and it's Briton Ferry who's able to get that. Turns it around. And I wish I could see the name bar on the back of number 12's jersey so I knew who that was. But I can't. Oh, they don't even have name bars. That makes it easy when they don't put the numbers on their pages, which makes sense. They just do their number starting lineup and they change their numbers every day, because I see they don't have numbers on their website. So my apologies to any Briton Ferry fans who might log in, that I'm going to be completely in the dark. And probably calling out the wrong names. Got to the ball first. Challenge was a little bit late. Gets over onto the right-hand side. Briton Ferry looking to enter into the penalty area. Nice tackle again. We've been there defensively when called upon. Good morning, Jennifer. Oh, turn inside. Hughes, lots of opportunity taken down. No call. I think got ball before tackle, to be completely fair, and it was well defended, but Hughes causing a mess up front for the defenders. That was actually pretty impressive. And I don't mean actually as though it was insulting. I meant actually as in it was like an impressive little play. The dance from the left to the right. Midfield stripe, collision. Player says, or referee says play on. Nothing there. Blows it down because of an injury, I believe. And I don't think there was anything in that challenge. Is he reaching in? Oh, he is showing a yellow card there. That's fascinating. It's not supposed to set up that way, that when I click that button, it automatically goes over. Oh, I know why. I'm going to have to pop that out. Sorry about that. Technical glitches as we roll with everything. If you didn't know, and Brendan, you might be familiar with this, the VOD system that we were using when you and I were going online, that's the one that I'm now going through. So I'm able to bring people into this chat. Maybe at a halftime, I'd like to do that just to be able to test it out and make sure everything works. And I've got everything all set up smoothly. And that allows me in the future, should people want to join after the game, in the pre-game, whenever we want, to be able to bring people into this space with all of the bells and whistles. So just one of the little changes that are there. As we enter the 14th minute mark, I was hoping to go over other things, but if with no Mark Griffiths in the background, and I haven't checked the Twitter to find out exactly what that is, and thanks. Yes, I'm hoping it's very nice. All the technical glitches, and I do have a surprise queued up that I'm really hoping the ladies are able to get a goal today, because if they do, I'll be able to play with a new toy. Cleared up, just a mess. The ball didn't go that far down the pitch during that kick, probably just about a third of the way down the field. And so a mess within the midfield as the ball is headed back and forth, red and yellow jerseys whacking it back and forth. The final touch looks like it's going to be ours on our feet. Hughes there all by herself. She's got lots of space. Oh, great save. Goalkeeper comes all the way out. Another shot. Defender there. Oh, chances after chances. The ladies are back, headed into the box. Got a Briton Ferry player down, and she's going to clear it off. Yikes. Yeah, she's been struggling for a while, so I hope that she's okay, because that did not look good. But that was Hughes with an amazing opportunity. He comes up, and the goalkeeper wisely screaming out with a reckless abandon to cut out the angles and able to stop that one. Ball comes over to the left, and I believe that was Lightfoot who had the second chance here. Knocks it down and has a crack, and it ends up being stopped by the defender. So good stuff, really. I will get used to the system eventually. I am muted. No, it's me. I've changed the toys and how I end up doing things, and it's on me. That was an amazing opportunity for Gibbard. Ended up turning over, just roofed it and skied it up over top of the goal. And I was just saying, if that didn't come out, that this is going to be a nice little measuring stick here for the Wrexham women, with Briton Ferry not being semi-pro and the Wrexham women moving to semi-pro. These teams were very equal, on par last year. Some would even suggest that Briton Ferry had the advantage, and so far anyway, knock on wood, and I know it's an away game and it's only one game, but Wrexham's looks exceptionally good. So as a measuring stick, it's there. I got to darken up the putts, and I've picked up so many new members that I've got more emojis that can end up coming out. So I'm going to have to get creative at some point today. Briton Ferry on the attack. Long ball over top. Is that Doran who cleared it back? Yeah, I wish that it's kind of one of those things where, dangerous, comes into the area, shoulder charge into the area, bang at the head. That didn't sound good. Dickens, that was a shoulder charge from Dickens, and she ended up landing on her ass and, language early in the morning, landing on her backside, and that was a decent thump. I don't know if you had the audio on, but you could hear the gate and the fencing shudder, maybe just more shock than pain, but it was she got to the ball first, right shoulder. Oof. Sorry, guys. I can deal with that. 1 second. Tis the season in the winter, and the sad thing about this microphone, I'm stoked with having got it now, but it picks up everything. I touch the desk and I listen back, and I hear bangs and twings and all that sort of stuff. But we do have them for the sniff meter, for the trophy, both of them. But the one disappointment that I have is with Wales' coefficient being 41st in the league. Or 41st in Europe. We only get one spot into the European competition, and it would be it'd be nice if one of these cups meant something other than just the pride of winning, right? Yeah, but now I'm nervous because I'm going to slurp my coffee. I'm going to cough and hack. I'm going to sniff and do all sorts of things. Yeah, I know I'm not. I'm definitely not that. I'm just a parent of two kids one of them who goes to preschool and picks up absolutely every single bug that is out there. Briton Ferry moving forward. Whoever this number 12 is, she has been there all game long, and she's there again to set up the ball. Move it along. Easily collected by Dell. Nice little ball forward. Too far for Lightfoot. He's going to go for a goal kick. Thumbs up, and away we go. We focus again. Petri dish of life. You have no idea. Or maybe you do. I don't know if you have kids, but right now it's a horrible, horrible, horrible time. When I say that, although yesterday, hearing your eldest say that it was the best day of his life when he got to meet Santa and get an early present. It's pretty bloody cool. Goal kick, glove adjustment, 22 minutes in. And away we go. I'm sitting if you're watching along, and I don't know whether I should change it. The timer says 22 minutes, 24 seconds, but I think that they're 20 seconds behind. And so if you're wondering where I am in the action, I am the score clock above me is 20 seconds fast, but I'm going to keep it just because I think that that's more accurate, at least as when I was watching it. Now we've finally been underway for a while. It went out for a throw, just barely touched there. And I'm going to have to jump onto the women's website because did we get a substitution already, or did I mistype a jersey number? Yeah, Davies, I've put 22 instead of 2, so that's my mistake on that one. Lightfoot and Hughes have looked dangerous. We've been in and around the box. We've had some great shots. That last little attempt about 5 minutes ago probably should have deserved better there. Hughes with the shot, Lightfoot with the rebound, defender with the save, and Briton Ferry in no hurry to get into the corner here to grab the ball and set this up for a free kick coming the other way. Not a lot of giddy up. You know what? It's been fun. Him caroling and all that sort of stuff. Would I annoy people with videos? Probably not during a live, but every kid has their talents, right? And you certainly see them. Math school, otherwise, as we get a deflection there and it's over into the left-hand side, Briton Ferry able to nick it, and they're going to come back down the left side of the pitch, streaming it away, and it's turned over and probably thumped a little too far. Got a little over exuberant there. But I will say my kid, when it comes to theater, performance, being center of stage, he's that kid. And so listening to him doing caroling, he's right into it. So it's I don't think it's going to be football for that lad. It's not his thing, and that's all right as long as he's having a blast. But I took him to dance class on Friday, and he said, "Thank you, Dad, so much for taking me to dance. It makes me happy." And when you hear a 4-year-old saying that, you're just kind of like, all right, I'm spending more money. So throw in here. Man, did they change all of their numbers up, or did I just get confused? No, that was Lily that was up there. Grab that one. Briton Ferry able to nick it back and turn it around at midfield stripe and move forward. Oh, that's that. Their forwards have looked better than their midfield and defenders, to be completely frank. Their keeper's been up there, but I've been impressed with number 12 on the right side and the other taller blonde lady who's running into the box right there. Good little dance, gets it towards it, going to go too far. Oh, it's going to be played back. Not enough to roll it. Didn't have possession to block her out. So here we go to settle it up. Pritchard down the length of the pitch, gets to the midfield stripe, but Hughes isn't able to get their long ball over to the right, and there's a battle, and it looks like we're going to get there. Slide, tackle, nick it. Well done. Charge into the back. To be fair, might be playing that one a little bit rough given the charge that came earlier from Dickens. Picked up. But that was well done by Davis in the corner, or down on the left-hand side for us. The near side. Far side now. Moving right to left, Wrexham. Into space, got an opportunity, still closing, moved the ball forward. Awkward tackle, but an effective one. That was more of a roll than it was a tackle, but got to the ball, rolled over top of it, and away Briton Ferry went the other way, gaining possession. 27th minute. If I had it set up, I'd even bring up the little thing. Maybe I can. Man, you kind of had to see him do the thing. Yeah, I can't fix that. I will have to make improvements, but it's not going to happen live today. And I apologize for using the petri dish of the match, the women's match as the petri dish, trying to add new bells and whistles here. I am probably, of my graduating class, the eldest to end up having their first. I'm not gonna hide that one. I mean, I didn't start until, well, what was I, 42, 41? The joys of going overseas for 10 years. As we've got Lightfoot breaking down on the left side, well tackled. It's going to be a corner onto the near side. There we go, Chris. I'm all for it. No, and you know what? It was strategic for me. I think there's a change with people because we're able to have kids later. As it's cornered in, headed, punched away, but it's still available. Got into the box, flipped up into the air, and are we getting a corner on the other side? We are. Goalkeeper was looking for a penalty, but I think that was just an awkward. Put herself into that situation, jumped up awkwardly to try and knock that one down, and then when she came down awkwardly, ended up complaining. But yeah, started the. I went overseas for 5, 6, 7 years and had a good time. And I was like, I'm gonna enjoy my life while I'm young enough to enjoy it and not have to worry about it when I retire. I'll work beyond 65, 67, and I'll punish the back pocket. I did, and I had a blast. Corner, outswinger into the area, headed up into the air. Goalkeeper's up there, well taken, and then just that was a spinning, whirling dervish take on the hopeful draw of maybe a penalty call. I don't know if they know I spent time in North Korea or not. Certainly did. I wouldn't call myself a friend of Kim Jong-il by any stretch of the imagination, but I was a friend of our minders who it was a really good time to end up going through my camera with them to show them all the pictures so that they could say, oh, that's a bad picture of the dear leader. And I'd say, excellent, we should delete that. Don't want to misrepresent the dear leader. So yeah, the good old days. And that's what it's been. And to be fair, the only disadvantage I think about it is I wish I had more stamina running around with the little buggers because they can take it out. Yeah. But other than that, I enjoy being a dad in the 40s. Wrexham, we're in the 30th minute already. This game flying past. There's been opportunities for goals. You'd probably think that this could be at least 1-0 for Wrexham. Still looking for their first. And here comes number 12 down the left side. She's been exceptionally impressive, and I wish that I knew her name. But I don't. Their numbers, jersey numbers, are 1 through 11, and so I'm assuming it's one of the girls off the box. Don't let the Canadian flag. Yeah, Jed, I get it. Now imagine that they got to stay with you, and you never get to disconnect. Good, and if you want, Jennifer, I think that's awesome. We've got a corner here for Briton Ferry coming from the left side. Oh, Mr. Griffiths, live and in charge. He's back. Dooring away. And maybe I am going to learn the name of this number 12. Don't know where Mr. Griffiths was, but it's awesome having him back in. Might have been a tech issue. It felt odd doing this whole game without Mark chirping in my ear and being able to pick up names and numbers and squinting to watch the screen. I will say, if you aren't watching the game and you're only listening to me, and you want to be able to pick it up, go to the Wrexham AFC follow, and you'll be able to get it. As I'm going to get back into it, they put it a forward. Hughes is right there. Goalkeeper screaming out, flipped up. Goal, come on, puck! It's a puck ball. It's right there. Hockey terms coming out in the panic. The ball rolled right over top of the goalkeeper, and Hughes was there looking to try and get it, and just couldn't grab it. Oh, and we've got a color commentator that's new. I don't know who that is. Mark's going to have to do some intros. I was muted for the first time every time. It's you know what? It's the thing that you tell yourself before you go into all of these things that you're not gonna do that and you're gonna double check it, and I even have it on my screen. If you could see the screen in front of me, it's got this bar that moves to tell me that it's talking or not moving, and I'm still miss it every time. I was just giving them an excuse, John. I think it's likely quick because it's the artificial surface. I'm going to be honest, the pitch is my biggest complaint with the games being at the Rock, and that's not to say it's a bad pitch, as artificial surfaces go. It's just that I would much rather have the women like the men playing on natural grass. Um, just too many knee tears as a consequence of the turf, and we've already had the turf monster reach out and grab one of our players this season. And I think in the same game we saw two go down with what looked like pretty ugly knee injuries. So I'd like to get to the natural grass, but I think the only way that that happens is the academy gets put up and they end up having a pitch that's good enough to hold up against a Saturday afternoon and a Sunday afternoon game back to back as they get it into the box. That was dangerous. Skipped in front there and had two players sniffing around, but we're on the counterattack as they've got four back and we've got four coming forward. Lightfoot, left side, just beats her. Oh, not quite able to get past the second one. Hughes able to get it, punches it over into the middle of the pitch. And I'm waiting to hear the name of this number 12 who's now over on the right-hand side for Briton Ferry. I think John's had two. There you go, Brendan. Wouldn't be a Wrexham game without Brendan's flop meter running in large and in charge. And I wish that the women's games were easy to pick up, unless W&G knows of a site that I've tried to pick things up, but it's so hard to grab information. But what's interesting to me, that graphic that's up into the top left, that's a standard graphic program, and they're going to challenge her to pick it up. Fascinating. I don't get the drama in a 0-0 game. Why would you? Are they just trying to get to the penalties? The training ground is part of it, although I don't know the location. The only thing that I'm talking about is what's needed and what's anticipated, right, within the academy area, wherever they're going to be setting up, based on the UEFA standards. And so I'm going to be talking about that a little bit. I'm not in Wrexham, obviously, and so when you end up talking to people about potential locations and all that sort of stuff, but the goal is going to be, and it's been referenced. There's four categories. Category 4 being the lowest, category 1 being the top, which is where you normally find the Premier League teams. Is the quality of the pitch has to be better each time you go up, but also the ages. Once you move up to category 3, you're able to do it down to the U9s. And the U9s have geographical restrictions such that you can't take a kid. Well, I guess you could, parents relocation, but the academy has to be within a certain proximity to the schools. And so whistle for something away from the ball that I have no idea. Keeper's down. That was out of nothing. She's like that. There's a whale involved. That happened completely, entirely away. Giving her one. What if she's actually hurt? Does that mean that you can retract it? My understanding is there's definitely a new one coming, and that's the discussion that Rob and Ryan have been having is location and setting all that sort of stuff up. Is And I think they have to. As I understand, there isn't a location that sets off and matches up with the UEFA requirements, and so that's all. Right now, it's largely been the regulations. What are the costs? What are the benefits? How does Crew Alexandra, which I mean, I'll be fair, they've got maybe arguably the best non-category 1 academy that's out there, and they turn over players and they get transfer money in all the time. And it's just, there's not a lot of information, and it's fascinating to me that I get youth U18, but the U23s, the reserves, it's like everything but the top teams don't matter, where that's different than North American sports, right? At least for me, hockey is an example. I watch the Vancouver Canucks. I follow the Abbotsford Canucks and go to a couple of games. That's the reserves team. I'll watch the Kamloops Blazers, the Vancouver Giants. That's the junior teams. Those are the academies. We'll get 100,000 people out for college games, right? It's a different beast when it comes to youth. Yeah, it does look like she twisted her knee. So is that karma? Do I want to throw that out there? Good morning. As I've got the first of 2 munchkins stirring to my left. Brandon, I'm feeling better about the call now. Doubling down. It does look like she's going to stay into it, to be completely fair. We're going to get Mark's origination story. Just a little boo-boo. She's fine. Is there a strategy? Because this is now the 3rd time we've seen it where you can argue that it's been time wasting. With, like, are we saying there was an injury there or a flop? What's the vote? But you've got her waiting for somebody to run up and play the ball, and a little bit of silly buggers there. And then you've got the girl in the corner who slow walk to go and get the ball so that they could end up playing it. It just looks like Britain's trying to just extend this game as long as they can. Are they trying to just get to kicks? Is that the active strategy? And Brendan, I'm going to send you a link for the updated if you wanted to give it a shot and log in. See if we can bring you in for a little bit. And if anybody else wants to get the link, send me a message. I'd be happy to send it and bring it in. Yeah, it's odd. We're in the 30th minute, and it appears to me as though they're trying to get to kicks. Yellow there, Phoebe. She's been beast moding. That's the second person that's taken a heavy challenge. The first with the bang of the head off of the fence in the back, and then right here. Oof. Back into play. It seems like just the longest. There's no flow to the game. Every time that there's a whistle, it takes a minute before it ends up getting off. That was dangerous. Skipped over top of everybody. Let's get one here late in the half. It's certainly deserved. But I'm hoping this isn't like the last cup game that we had where we're going to be relying on a last-minute heroics. Long ball down, going to roll too far. The knee's fine. The knee's fine. all the way forward, all the way back, smile on her face, and she's going to wait till somebody comes and grabs her. See, what's the point of that? Oh, back pass, deflection, hits Doran, it goes back. We're able to collect it and go out of here. I didn't do the restream. I'm on VOD, so Jed, I can send it to you if you want one. Here, I'll send and turn it to you, and you can feel free to jump on as well. I don't have it set up for 3 of you, but we can see how it all interplays during the half. And might be nice to actually add you as well, just because you won't have seen it before. So I'll go there, and I'm going to have to jump in the room to see when you guys show up. I should be able to hear you in my ear and without you guys being heard by everybody. So it should be in your Twitter DMs. I'm just trying to find a way to explain it. Well done. That was exceptional. Busted her butt, got down there to the line, flicked it back just to keep it in play. And you know what? We're going to end up getting it back. So it's Pritchard all the way around. Hughes isn't able to settle it down. Lily going over there, shoulder charge, not able to get it. And it's going to come over to the right-hand side. The near side. There was number 12. Tell me your name, Mark. Ball up in the air, knocked forward, back and forth between. Free kick given. Way for that. I would call that one a flop. Did that number go up to 4 as a consequence of that? Oh, sorry, guys. I meant to hit the mute button. I hit the wrong one. Only 4 minutes. They talked about it on the broadcast, but I thought, see, that's unfortunate, because if you're going to take that much time out of the match, like the goalkeeper did, the girl going into the corner of the box, you got to add the time at the back, because otherwise you're just encouraging that sort of behavior. A challenge flag. Set that up as an emoji. That's actually a good one. I don't know what a challenge flag would look like. Just like, because we don't. That's a North American thing. Are we using a yellow football card? Davis on the side. Seems to be all right. Probably the toughest. Well, Davis is up on the cheap shots 2-1. Although this one looks. She's just got a smile on her face. Yeah, like the NFL. I can come up with some sort of yellow challenge flag. We can throw it out there, throw everybody off. Getting close to the half. Get one here. Long. Who's this? Baker. Davis. Well done. That was impressive. Nicks the ball, draws it back. Doran there going to be able to move this one forward. And I'd like to see a push on here. Ref shirt. Yeah, I can do that. I should be writing these down. Ref shirt and yellow challenge. Long ball forward, light foot too far. So is she taking these because the goalkeeper has the bad knee? Baker. Impressive, Doran, just with the pace. Give the man some ideas, people. I definitely need them. I think we're up to 3 emojis now that we're able to add. People watch things other than Wrexham. I would be anticipating the whistle to be blown anytime here. One more challenge. Thump it up there, Davis, and get it, and there's the whistle down. That was the full 4 minutes. It was just a little bit behind on the start of the clock, but in any event, we'll reset the clock. If somebody, Jed or Brandon, want to join that, we can bring that in during the half. Happy to chat about whatever we're going to be doing NFL later today. Yeah, I've been trying to get into this whole season. I'm a fan of the Minnesota Vikings, and they're like, who are they? What are they? Largely just focusing on Michigan and the Canucks. The Ohtani magic didn't work. The Jays didn't get him. He's going to Los Angeles, and that would have been fun for the baseball thing. Sandy and I have to feel a little sorrow, or somebody's whispering in the background with the language. Oh, I guess you guys need passwords, don't you? So I'll send that to you, and why am I not able to type into that box? Thank you. And I will say just quickly, it's looking brilliant for the second half for Wrexham. I mean, for the women, they're going to be challenged given where they're at with the league table and how solid Swansea and Cardiff are, to be able to make up the gap to Cardiff City, sitting at 16 points. I mean, we're a full 6 points back from Cardiff City with the one draw and the 2 losses. But the goal always I think at the start of the season was A, avoid relegation, and B, get into the top 4, so that you can get that. If steel forges steel, steel sharpens steel, you want to be in that top 4 so that you can get the second half of the competition being where you're playing again those top teams home and away. And so we're sitting 3 points free of that position, and with really a threat only from one other team that's down there, Aberystwyth. And I mispronounced that because I didn't bring it up again. But Stephen, I'm with you. It's just when you're a fan of Michigan football, you just expect you get to the National League, or the National League semifinals, to the national semifinals, and something goes awry, right? It's just sort of what you anticipate. So just going to take a look at the control box here. And so that's the status for the women. Still in the cup, both cups, as far as competition goes. Still sitting second, tied for second, in the table, looking to move forward. And then you have, what was yesterday? Could yesterday have gone better for any game in which Wrexham didn't actually play their game and just saved it for a later day. Because I don't think, unless you really wanted to challenge that Stockport should have had that loss against Morecambe. And what a mess of a game that was. I actually watched that one. If you weren't on for that little half chat that we had. Yeah, straight to pens if tied. That's what we were anticipating in the last match that we had, at least that I watched with the women, where they scored in extra time there, the brilliant goal to, was arguably an own goal. But you look at the men now. Here's the thing for the men with a potential reality is Stockport has they've been struggling as of late, and they've got Sutton United, which normally you wouldn't be that excited about, but Sutton United has 4 draws in a row. I mean, the quality of those draws, not certainly Stockport County or top tier teams, but 4 draws and a win out of their last 5 games. So Sutton, since they've played us, and they looked good in that game, far better than I thought, and their center backs were rather impressive. If you can get a draw there and a Notts County Stockport draw there, and we're able to handle our business, we put destiny into our hands. We essentially would be 2 points back then with a game in hand. So that would be impressive. Stephen, I don't want to watch that. Oh, and I see Brendan's there on the chat. How are you? Oh, and I see the levels, but because I didn't put you there, I'm hoping that this works. I'm just going to pop you in really quick if that's okay with you, Brendan, and swap you in, and we'll see if it works. It should. I just have to do one thing. So I'll give everybody, we may be able to see Brendan's glorious face on a Sunday morning, and he's shaking his head no in the background. Still waiting. I gotta just type in a little link here to make sure I've got you up, and that didn't seem to want to work. There you are. And I've got to adjust your camera so that I've captured you appropriately. And I'll give you a warning. I'm not going to surprise you. Okay, this isn't as intuitive as I was hoping, but it's still working. And hopefully, the big question is the sound going to work? And let's hit the transition button. So, Brendan, this should work. And here you are. How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
And it didn't. Your levels are working there. Everybody's going to have to tell me, can you hear him? Because I think I've got him set up for output only to him. But let me just double check. Monitoring off, monitoring output. Go ahead and just say something more, Brendan, just so that we can test the levels.
How's everyone doing out there today?
I've got it seeing that it's going out. I can't hear you because I've turned it off. So I'm hoping that that's working, and he's good and sound-wise, and I've set up the gains. The problem is now I can't have a conversation with you. So I'm going to have to figure out how to make that step work. If you want to take the opportunity to chat with everybody, I'll give you the platform and you can communicate. I'll be able to know you stop talking when the gains don't go. And in the interim, I'm going to figure out how to make that work.
Okay, I'll buy you time as I'm the guinea pig here. Obviously, I let my makeup and hair crew have the day off. So, and I only have one Wrexham shirt, and I had that on yesterday. So, no Wrexham shirt for the girls. Yeah, Sean, I agree with you. The scores were looking great early on. Everyone had a loss, and the I was almost positive the Stockport game, as late as it was, we had that wrapped up and they weren't going to get any points. I was excited about that, and then they were able to come back and tie it up, which was a little bit of a bummer there. But yeah, good stuff. Oh, great. They are saying we can't hear you.
Yeah. No, I'm okay. He's probably going to be able to insult me the entire time, and I'm not going to have any idea as to what he's saying, Andrew, but that's okay with me. There is so much faith going on right now because I have no idea what's being said. I'm going to get it on replay.
I'm not as mean-spirited as John. I wouldn't make fun of you much.
And I don't know how this is working because I've got audio here. It's all working. I can see the gains. I've got it on monitor and output. I can even hear myself. They can hear you. It's this software is fascinating to me because it seems to catch me off guard every single time. Because I had it yesterday. I had it when I was testing it with myself. I was so confident, and it just disappeared. So I mean, we've got some time here. Feel free to talk if you're okay with it. You'll have to give me a thumbs up because I can't see you. But if
Yeah,
you're okay, just rambling on for 45 seconds.
yeah, I'll ramble
Feel
on for
free
a
to
few more
have at her.
seconds. Yeah, the thing I was going to say when I looked at the schedule yesterday, I was like, okay, now we have to play Forest Green again. I'm like, not a big deal. They're not that great. And I had been so focused on the first half of the season and seeing that, those last 3 weak opponents, thinking we were going to have a lot of momentum going into the second half. And then I looked at like the very end of December, early January, and all of a sudden those teams all look so much more difficult for me than I thought that we were going to have as a good second half of the season schedule. Not as confident as I once was that we'll be able to hold on to second place through January. But yeah, I don't know what anyone else thinks. The schedule looks like it might get rough. Hopefully, these last 2 games will get wins in and have some momentum. And Swindon lost yesterday. They got thumped pretty good by AFC Wimbledon, so maybe they're just not in a good space right now, and we'll have a good shot at them as well. So, but 2 away games and then some tough home games definitely makes the forecast less rosy than I was initially thinking. Silence is okay too. Yeah, John's glad if you guys can't hear me. Let's see what else is up there. Borum Wood. Yeah. Have you figured it out yet, Sean? I know for myself, I had to mute everything else to make sure I wasn't echoing back for you. How close are we to the second half? I haven't looked yet. The only screen I had up was your feed. Let me see where they are. No, they're not even back out on the field yet. Maybe it's the camera angle, but this field, I know they said this is one of the biggest fields, but this is just enormous. It's almost like a fisheye lens that they have at midfield here, making it look even bigger.
Well, I'm going to have to probably figure this out on my own again. One of these days I'll fix this up. I'm happy that everything all worked as far as the dynamic here with the video and being able to transition in. I'm happy that I can see the gains. I'm just the only person who's missing out. So if you have anything to wrap up, I'm happy to give you the floor. If you're good, then I'll just swap you back out and appreciate you for jumping in and figuring it all out. And there's a good idea, so I'm gonna have to play this whole video back so I can see what was said and and if there's anything that I should be concerned about while I gave control over. I don't anticipate it. But,
no, not at all.
All right,
I'll sign off.
Okay, see you later. Cheers.
Bye.
See, this is why I'm a massive fan of the chat and everything, and what we've got going on is, you've got W&G helping with the scoreboard. Jed's doing the midweek roundup. Brendan jumps in from time to time. Sandy sends me a bunch of information. John and I have some great chats, and so it's just I'm enjoying the little community that we've been building. It's been fun. I'm hoping that it continues. I'm hoping that we're able to chase down Chester and have some fun with that. I don't know what everybody's thoughts are. I lost subscribers more than I gained after. Temperature at the game. I haven't even looked that up, but I mean, we can do a search, and if there's an idea, I can add a weather widget at some point in time. 11 degrees, that's glorious. I'd love for 11 degrees right now as we're sitting here around freezing, tied up in the cold. I am out of sync. That's concerning. My audio is out of sync with my video. Is that what we're saying? Because I didn't change my setup. So if that's the case, then we've got a big problem. Oh, they're talking about bringing the US side over. Okay, good. Because I would have been mad. I would really be confused if it all went sideways from that one. And there we go. So we're all set up. The keeper's coming out, smile on her face still. The knee looks like it's in good shape. See if she's going to be able to have somebody in, come back for all those kicks. And we'll see. Man, I just... 10 degrees. I should add a little weather widget. I'm running out of space on this thing unless I improve the graphics and come up with a different way to do things, which include maybe putting the score up, which I just want to have a goal today so I can try my little thing and see how my thing works. Does anybody know what the lease is and how long they signed for The Rock? Is it just a single year or did they extend it beyond? I haven't looked that up, but I just have the thought. So you got the physio tape over that right knee. Everything will be all right. Of all the things to be blamed with. Blamed for. Oh, we're off. And I was sleeping at the start of this one. Well, we both pretty much got it between whoever's controlling the time down in Wrexham as we get set up for the second half of this one. Wrexham going from left to right. Doran just beast moded that one up. Boxed out. As the Munchkins are mobile that time of the day. And I was going to move the camera around, so I prefer having it down here. Small change I've been making for the last two, and I've left it alone. That way you guys don't have to stare at my large forehead for too far of the match. Yeah, Mia is doing the color. And they've had an interesting conversation. I was hoping you guys maybe caught some of that over the break, talking about the off season and maybe even getting a US squad involved and stuff like that, talking about her debut. But it's interesting, the attendance. What do you think the attendance is there today? Did we get to 100? And I mean, I take it it's a cup game and not much in the match. Sort of like the EFL trophy match that we only had 4,500 for. But we've almost got as many people sitting here on a Sunday. I thought that was a handball. Wasn't given. Hughes spins, able to get that in. So there it is. Awesome. There's the new treat. The little addition on the side. That was a gorgeous play by Hughes, being able to get it over there, spin it up to the left-hand side. I thought that was a handball. It did look like it was a handball. But of no consequence. Was that Gibbard that ended up with the great feed over to Hughes, gets it over to the left-hand side, just barely touched, goes in. It's a goal. And one more time, just for fun, let's play it again. I don't know what your thoughts are about that one, but I'm able to add things like that, including flopping fish. If somebody has a good flop video that they want to send, anything that's in MP4 format, I can add some graphics to end up loading it up and make a little thing. so that I have a hotkey. Man, could you imagine if I gave Brendan control with a hotkey to hit a button and be able to bring up a flop pop-up and just go off the entire time? John freaking out and doing all of his mass chaos. It makes me happy. It was a gorgeous goal. I was so excited. I haven't even bumped up the goal yet. A Game of Thrones dragon scream. I can search for that. Man, I'm going to need a pen. Or I guess I could just spam Brendan with messages while I have him up in chat. And so I don't suspect the goalkeeper is going to be wasting time anymore, but we shall see. Uh-oh, trouble. Offside. Fortunate there. Mia doesn't think that she was offside. Let's have a look. Probably. But not necessary. She could have held up. She had lots of space. Nobody back there. A mini version of that animation for my scoreboard. I can certainly potentially look that up. We have all these brilliant ideas, and you guys are amazing in a curse. I'm going to have up with so many things, but I don't have time to do the Academy video because I'm spending so much time researching and figuring out how to go through all of the instructions. The perfect situation, and what I've been trying to do, and if somebody else is tech savvy and wants to figure it out, is or help me figure it out, is finding a way to have somebody use OBS, which is the software that's used remotely. Because I could then use that for, dare I give Brendan or whoever else a little bit more control with respect to use of animations, with respect to all that sort of stuff. And there is a stat deck that you can use for hotkeys that may actually work, which would then allow people to swap things over through hotkeys. And so that's actually, I don't know, it was intended, W&G, might be a brilliant idea to solve two problems. We're coming forward. Hughes now on the right-hand side, looking for the cross into the box. Oh, that's a great ball. Oh, just had it away. Free kick going the other way. That was a good flop. Effective flop. Just felt the nudge on the back and decided to fall down. No audio, just the animation. The only challenges with the animation with the score is the video. I wouldn't be able to update the actual score each time. I just don't have the time and the capacity to do all of those things. I mean, it would just be awesome. A flopping GIF, perfect. The only thing that I could be able to do would be like to bring in like a typewriter sound or a news feed sound and then come up with the updated score. Sort of like the ESPN's did it. I just did the McDonald's sound, but yeah, dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun, you know what I mean? And then you could update the score. I'm certainly all for it, John. I'm not so worried about the algorithm. And I know people are like CRM and the money and all that sort of stuff. And I'm just, all I focus on is just putting out stuff when I make videos to put out good content. When I do the watch parties, just to make it as entertaining as possible. I mean, people aren't going to be coming to me when they've got Mark Griffiths. Unless he's not available. I don't know. They're coming for the chat. They're coming for the experience. They're coming for, bells and whistles, being able to ask questions and the community. So I want to make it as fun as an experience as possible. Having Alan back there and moving Doran over one spot to the left and from her normal position they've been solid back there. There's a couple of opportunities for threats, and they've just stopped it each time. Yeah, Gail, that's going to be all on you because that's not something I have shopped for. Is the women's stuff. And that's a long chat, so I'm gonna. And that didn't work. I'm just going to try and shrink down the chat while I've got an opportunity and with a long chat to fix that, Gail. And there we go. 50. If we're able to hold off on this one. Just from the edge of the penalty area extended out by about 7-8 yards, left foot out swinger. It's there. Just that's Doran again. Just like just eating the ball up every opportunity that she gets, right? Is Mark listening to me? He just said that's the first time ever that he said something right after I said it. And usually it's me being subconsciously influenced by his words. Too heavy a touch, and she's going to be frustrated by that one. Pritchard is just getting it too far out. Throw in Briton Ferry, been since the goal into it more, nibbling away, coming looking for a cross into the box. Allen Doran kicked away, still there, front of the box, swiped for the right. Dell's just going to let that one roll. Nope, doesn't have to. Able to scoop that one up. Plays it forward, and here we go. And that's got to be a sub in, right? Did I see Sharp come in on the left-hand side, or no? That's Doran. Sorry. Give away Briton Ferry the other way. They're coming forward, and that ball, right idea, just got tied up there in the back. Dell having a look. Still with Briton Ferry. Like, they've hit another gear. They looked just, I'm not going to lie, they looked a little bit outclassed for up until the 50th minute. They end up popping that one in. And I'm going to try something else here and see how this looks. I might have the time wrong because I didn't set it up, but I'm just curious if this is going to work. Pushed forward, but not over far enough to be able to get that. Briton Ferry able to get that and go the other way. And if this works, only if I end up getting rid of the yellow cards, which, oops, I'm happy to do. Maybe move it down a little bit. Was it really the 57th? Because I've only got... Oh, did I hit the stop button on the timer? I did so. Yeah, I did. Nothing ever goes smoothly when you're playing with the toys, but I've added, if you didn't notice, under Wrexham, a Hughes 51. It's the easiest way for me to do it, because making a graphic live that I can then end up dumping into the screen. I think she thought she was offside herself, so she didn't even move, didn't go for the ball, just let it end up getting played. It should be. I'm a little bit ahead now. Oh, trouble. That accidental nutmeg, and it gets forward and offside again. Fortunate. Got to be disappointed. If this was strategy by Briton Ferry to come out and sort of play back and stop Wrexham from scoring, they've looked good coming forward. Yeah, I'd like to tidy it up a little bit with the text is a little bit too wide, I think, but I was thinking about doing it with the graphic that's to the side of me with the starting 11, and just even adding a little soccer ball on top of it, but then I can't rotate. And I had the suggestion, and it might have been one of you guys, to do the rotation such that the women's, or so that the Wrexham team stayed longer than the opposing side, but the software doesn't have the option to do that. But little things. That's a good one to answer for me. Curious what other people think, because I can get more space. The reason why I have the embedded chat, two reasons. One is we're also on Twitch and also on Facebook, and if people chat there, although it rarely happens, they can get aggregated. The other one is just because being in the actual video, and part of the action, whether there's a benefit for it, I can either increase the size of it or I can get rid of it entirely. And so maybe we'll do this. Somebody from Vancouver. Oh, and it won't let me post it. You silly thing. Nothing ever wants to work the way that I want it to work. And I'm going to probably have to hit the mute here. You see it, but no chance of reading it. You can read the words, Brendan, really see, because I read it and I'm on a tiny little box, but everybody's got different devices that they're using. And I tried to make it big enough to be picked up by on a mobile. I've been unsuccessful there. So Brendan's on an extra. So let me just double check this. I'm going to type. And then I go ahead and do the poll, and it's saying, yeah, no, we're not going to let you create the poll today. Don't know why. Oh, too big. That's why. Was that off the woodwork? Headed away by Doran. Looked dangerous getting up there. Plus 30 goal differential in 5 matches. That's insane, isn't it, Kim? So there's the poll. I'll let you guys decide what you want to do. I can increase the size of the text. I can leave it as it is, raise. Or I can set it up just such that it comes off entirely off the screen, and it's just scrolls on the YouTube side. And so I'll leave that for you guys to deal with. Top of the crossbar. I was missing that one as I saw it. Okay, 63rd minute. Try to put this one to bed. And I think the only thing that I'll do is when I have the actual hot stove, because I do want to get into those ones again. When I do the hot stove, I'll leave the chat to go bigger, um, so that we've got it there to bring in for people. Subs are coming in. She's coming in with some pace, getting over to the other side of the field for the throw in here. Jen, a little touch here, starting it up. I'd like to see some Wrexham control down the pitch. I wouldn't say that we've completely parked the bus, but Briton Ferry certainly picked it up. Hmm. That was a heavy touch by Mackenzie. I don't know what she was intending to do from the left there. It does do that. I just thought it was a nice little feature to be able to see it as a selling point. That's really the only reason it was there because essentially 98% of the people who join are on the chat and they're able to see it. It also makes it, I think, a little bit easier for people to follow if they're on a phone and they're away. But I guess most people aren't sitting there trying to desperately chat if they're not able to be at home. So I thought that would a throw in. I thought she caught her, and I just heard Mia say the same thing. I thought that she caught her on her ankle as she was kicking, just the way that the foot dragged back. But is what it is. Headed away, some possession, some control as Hughes is up there. Mackenzie drawing in and now in support in behind, and we're just kicking the ball back and forth. Run over there and grab that. Dell, and let's move forward. Good on Dell. See, I don't have a problem when it's a 1-0 game and you're forcing the players to come up and make you play the ball, right? It's a live ball until it's not. That makes sense. When it's a 0-0 game, it just doesn't make any sense. To me, it's just being cheeky for the sake of being cheeky. That was that is there a name for that play where both players play the ball at exactly the same time? There's gotta be a name for that. Uh-oh. Times 2. Uh-oh. 3 times. Whoa, fortunate there. As they had 2 opportunities right out in front. One gets blocked, the second one, she gets it and decides to get it over, but was that Doran there with a block? Yes, so Doran with the great block. She gets it back, goes for the right footer, and then says, "No, I'm gonna push it over to the right-hand side where there's no players," and then missed far to the right-hand side. You don't in other words, you don't think that you like this, or do you enjoy the highlighting of messages? Because I actually thought that this was nice because then it gives context to the conversation. I don't have to say, "Oh, and Swirly just said," that's so just on that comment. Kara pushed over to the right-hand side. Pritchard. Pritchard's been relatively quiet. Wow, that's Hughes with a beauty. Back over to Pritchard, walking all the way in. Opportunity. Oh, just give me. Ah, I just said hadn't heard much from her, and then turns it on, gets an amazing opportunity with a quick little one touch there. Was that from Hughes or from McKenzie? I thought that was Hughes at the start, but the highlight, it looked more like McKenzie. In any event, just missed it. Oh, that was McKenzie then with that little touch. Good to know. Oh, and I've got to go back and hit that redacted so I can see what was actually redacted. Dale, it's been a while. Welcome back. Hello again. I'm all for it. I love hearing all the little things that people have ideas for. Whether they get all implemented, I'm not going to make any promises, but because I don't want it to look entirely like a NASCAR thing. But I will say the biggest improvement that I want to make is my graphics are not that professional. Um, and if New Jersey board was here, somebody else, I'd like to be able to see that. Good to know. All right, here we go. 70th minute. Wrexham with the ball, long over top. See, I was feeling it. And I got it wrong. This has been much better. This is what I want to see when you're up by one. Is I don't like seeing a team just coming sort of after us in waves as they were for about a 10, 12-minute stint there. Um, I would rather see us moving forward, trying to be assertive, trying to get more. Yeah, that's fair, Swirly. Absolutely. Just the interactivity of it. I think it captures and draws people in. I'll let the mom figure that one out for themselves. We should have Vegas betting lines. I think there was one time. Oh, what game was that? 3 or 4 ago, and you were saying you were going to be quiet, and then they got a comment like about 30 seconds later. Little bit more just possession control in the back. Well passed, gets it across. McKenzie. Oh, McKenzie. That's the second time today that McKenzie's demonstrated that she's got. Third time. Jones, McKenzie. Handball, handball. No? Fine. Oh. Oh. What was that? How many chances was that? And I was gonna say Mackenzie showing that she's a playmaker because there were like 3 or 4 opportunities, and then I was like, I don't even know this. Forward. You remember. Oh man, Jones had the opportunity, just switched over. I don't know how that double save happened. I thought that was a handball coming the other way, and then Mackenzie goes forward. Oh, it wasn't a handball, it was the back of her head? It was that. It was her ponytail. It wasn't her arm. The ponytail handball. I got it wrong. The second save, though, give it to the keeper on that one. Wow. 2-0. Throwing it up on the scoreboard. It's all right. Was on a different chat, and there we go. And just one more time, just because I like my new toy. And you have to tell me if the volume's too much. A beautiful mess. It was great goalkeeping and a beautiful mess. Things can be both of those things. Oh, why didn't that score go up? Thank you for that. I got it. I got it. Thank you. See, the nice thing about how that hotkey works is technically I could set up a different goal announcement and even a different little sound for every player, right? I don't know if I have the time to do that, but it would be kind of cool. Mullen scores, and you do a tribute to the A or something, and let's get the Academy video out, and then I'll worry about getting all sorts of crazy fancy with the videos. It's like in hockey, there are some clubs that have goal songs for every player. When that player scores, they get to hear the song they picked for them. Some have team songs, but that's kind of like along those same lines. Could you imagine what would English and Welsh football do if um, they had all the lights and sirens and the smoke come out and the flashing light on the other goalkeeper and all that sort of stuff after a goal? I can imagine there would be minds that would explode. Of that, there is no doubt. Um, I owe her many bottles of wine, but I did buy a massive bottle of Bailey's so that the Sunday morning coffees could be enjoyed a little bit, make them a little bit creamier, a little bit more enjoyable. I've enjoyed the broadcasting of Mark and Mia for this one. No, no, she's from Yorkshire. She thinks this is expected and anticipated behavior of a man that she's going to be dating or married to. So I think that she's good with it. 2-0. I gotta end up just looking things up as I go along. I miss having fought mob stats and all that sort of stuff for the women's game. I'm hoping that that's able to improve as Briton Ferry moves forward, still in the search, but we got lots of people back. That was actually just easily defended. Doran just there and fenced that off. Like just the confidence, just out for a Sunday jog. I apologize for the keystrokes. Got to find a way to do that. Yeah. Or even crazier, what happens if we have a third? No, we're not pregnant. But what happens if we were to have a third? That would two little ones running around in a newborn, and here's my wife. I'm gonna have to get the subscribers up so that I can end up paying nanny just to come in so I can keep doing this. Let's worry about that one when it happens. If it happens. So the Welsh Women's Cup, the Butte Energy Welsh Cup for sponsorship reasons. Just looking at the scores, or looking at so New Saints and Aberystwyth, Pontypridd and Cardiff, Cascade and Swansea. I think that just means Cardiff Met is the only team from the top division that's not in this, or is Cardiff Met not in it because it's the nature of the competition? Cardiff Met. No, they lost to Swansea City in the first round. So that's the lineup going forward. I'm gonna see if I can pull up Twitter and see what the scores are like around. Maybe we could have done that, WNG. I never even thought that Twitter might give us the answers. And I never added. Swansea City's up 4-1 in their match, so they're certainly looks like they're going to be going forward. That one coming in. I don't actually have that, the John, for you offhand. The FAW Women's Cup just has really only the results that are there. I don't know when that draw is going to happen. So Swans head. Let's see if I can find out the other matches that are out there for New Saints and Cardiff City. Looks like Cardiff City's up 2-0 in their game as well as against Pontypridd. So it's going to be all of the interesting one being the New Saints game, because they're up against Aberystwyth, who comes through. And they're equal. TNS and Aberystwyth are 2-2. So it sounds like it's going to be the top three: Wrexham, Swansea, and Cardiff City. And then the question is going to be who's going to join them from New Saints and Aberystwyth. And I don't know how they do the draw, but that's going to be the next part of the round. Oh, the comment of the day, that is, hold on a second. You can't do that while I'm searching Twitter. It's come up with glorious stuff like that one. John's ideal partner would be deaf. Mine would be blind with low standards. Oh, man. Oh, that's a good one. Not true. Come on, man. Like, there's taking the piss out of yourself, and then there's, like, eviscerating yourself, and that was you never saw it? I'll bring it up back. It was Brendan's comment that came to you that said, that your ideal partner would be deaf and that his would be blind with low standards. Hey, Scott, Northern, is that MI Michigan? Looks like it. Up the town, indeed. Up 2-0. Hoping to put this one to bed as we're going to watch the TNS and Aberystwyth scoreboard to see who gets through. At some point in time, there will be a draw. We'll end up home, away, Cardiff, Swansea, or whoever comes out of that one. Okay. I just wanted an excuse to put that one back up there. And it looks like the majority is saying just chat off the screen. Interesting stuff. It would make there's options. Briton Ferry, long ball up over top in the box in the area, headed towards Dell, easily captured, laying down, taking your time. Well done. First time she's probably been really tested through this one. I'm all excited more. To be fair, I thought that the embedded chat was one of the bigger toys. People feeling like they can get involved, that sort of thing. But I guess we've been pretty active at it anyway, right? It'd be interesting to me because I typically use. Well, I guess I can always change that. Let me see what I can do here. Oh yeah, easy solutions everywhere. as I set up for what that would look like. I'm just trying to, I'm Twitter watching it. On screen is better. Okay. That's a concern too. Actually, that's a very valid point that Kim raised, is that for people that watch on the TV, if they want to follow along, they're not going to get that scrolling on the right unless they shrink it down, and then it looks off. Mm. If I did keep it on, should I increase the text so that it's less number of chats, but a little bit easier to read for people? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, is gotta be considerate for those, because I know that there's a couple who like it on the TVs, and I don't wanna take away the experience of them missing the chat entirely. That would be more drastic. Nice little play forward. Hughes, I got nervous there. I thought there was gonna be a collision imminent. It was like, "We're up 2-0, Rosie. You don't have to be busting it down the center of the pitch, taking a suicide pass and get smashed in the consequences of that," unfortunately. Yeah, I've got your vote and your point, I think, Kim, and your point is you want to have the chat on screen in the embedded side, like as it is, so that you're able to see it, right? Without having to have the chat on the outside. But if I'm wrong, let me know. Oh, you're back. I'll have to go up and see. Swirly, maybe you got a timeout for a link or something. Going to be a free kick from just out front of the area, 86 a minute. Yeah, so the things that'll get you blocked, and I can bring it up while I'm here. At least I hope I can. Just for old time's sake, bring that one up there, and it's just for the purposes of not saying that you've done anything wrong, but just what the bot catches, right? The bot will catch you for caps. The bot will catch you for. Oh, come on. Trouble. Good for us. Hughes up into the penalty area. She's looking for the pass. She's got players there. McKenzie just not able to get there, so Hughes has it. Unfortunate. Watch you smash the like button. Yeah, John, I'll always take the likes and the algorithm getting pumped up. It'll be interesting to see because of what happened with the no game and doing the live. I think that the algorithm, the next one's the nervous one for me, with the men. Hoping that Richard's got it. Oh, just taken away, and good tackle. I'll get back to that in a second. That Colchester game, that when it ends up coming forward, and here we go, long strike, easily taken. She read that one well off the foot because it was not the most mobile with the knee, but was able to get over there. But it's, that Colchester game, I'm hoping that, we get a lot of likes early because, that'll be 2 live watches in a watch parties in a row where the numbers have been a little bit light, and so I anticipate the algorithm will be pushing me, a little slowly. So hoping we can get the likes up and the subscribers up to get some interest in that one on the Colchester. Well done. Gibbard missing to the right. Nice little layoff pass there that ended up moving forward as we're a minute and a half away from finding how much extra time that we're gonna end up having on this one. See if I can jump over and see what's going on in the new Saints matches. Looks like they're probably destined for penalty kicks. And if you remember, new Saints, lots of didn't really see a lot of stretch. I Of the 2 teams, I think Aberystwyth is a little bit better based on just what we saw, but just gonna go and bring up the chat because I got a little bit behind on that. Because Jed's got a point here, right? If you want to participate with the chat, even scrolling up on the TV, you still have to have it to be able to type it out. So you're going to get it there so you can see it up top, add your chat. So maybe it isn't as big a consideration as I thought it was. 18 years. Like when you think about it, that's how many fans is that? Shrewsbury at the same time, a lot of that is an impressive stat, and I'm mind blown. That's up there with, and I can't remember who the other one team was that since 2003. You, you think now that I'm 45, I'm like, that wasn't that long ago. And then you're like, wait, that was 20 years ago. When I was in high school, that was considered the 70s, way back when. And I was like, God, that's all happened. So 4 minutes of added time. We're going to be done here in about 3 minutes. Still waiting for updates out of Oswald's Tree, where they've got the new Saints playing, and they're tied 2-2. And that was an update from the 81st minute, which was 9 minutes ago. So they'll be getting close to the end of injury time on their end as well. That was an awkward. Allen headed it down and then ran forward, or chested it down and ran forward, and then ran into a player, and then it was a sort of a delayed fall down. The refs hasn't really given anything. I'm hoping it's not ribs. It's just maybe, knocked the wind out of her, gave her a shot. Because it was a delayed reaction, chested down, hit, and then, oh, it wasn't that delayed. Thrown in. Another minute and a half till the end of the 4th minute, but we'll get some extra time there for the Doran injury as it gets thrown out there. Free kick going the other way. Thank you. Settle it down. So still got work to do on the toys. We'll worry about that over the week. I'd like to get the video for Colchester done and out of the way so I can get working on the academy stuff. And then we're back on Saturday, and then the women don't play until like the middle of January again, if I recall correctly. I want to say it's the 17th off the top of my head. I'm assuming that there's not going to be this competition in set for early January. But yeah, January 14th. Sorry, Barrytown. So they got the 14th, the 21st, the 28th. It may be that they will find time for January 7 because they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Sundays in a row. Okay, crack. That was a thumper. That's gone quiet. Everybody preparing and moving on with their day. But I'm looking at the calendar for the women's game upcoming, and it looks to me as though after January 7, there's the full-time whistle. It's a 2-0 conclusion. So the 14th, the 21st, the 28th, that's 3 weeks in a row. The 4th, the 11th, that's 5 weeks in a row every Sunday. And there's 2 potential games within the FA. There's going to have to be some additional games made up besides that Sunday, December 17th match. Hey, John, welcome. Hope to see you Friday for the Colchester match. Feel free to come in and check it out, have a chat, whether you listen to me or not, whether you chat or not. Perfect. Redwall Plus, probably on Monday. I will find that and put it out there. Do they have the date of the next round? That's what I'm curious for. But I will get that. Redwall Plus. Is that on YouTube? Redwall Plus sounds like a Home Depot store type thing. Redwall. Watch movies and TV shows. What is Redwall Plus? The Welsh Cup final? Is this like DAZN in Wales? Oh, interesting. It is like DAZN. I wonder, can you access it internationally, and what do they have? But I'll have to see if we're able to get to the draw on that one. I don't know if I'll be able to do a live draw, but yeah, it looks like they're going to have some stuff that's going to be blocked for us. But I'm going to have to look into that one. I appreciate it. Great stuff. I'm not going to stay too long here. It's free to watch, and I'm hoping that it's not geographically restricted. Maybe they're just pushing the Welsh stuff, and that would be amazing. I mean, the only thing that made me think is like they've got, well, that's U21 Wales and Lithuania. I thought that was national team stuff, and I was like, surely they're not just broadcasting their own stuff for free. But that's good stuff. I'm gonna check that out for sure. 2-0. We're into the semifinals. I don't know who our competition is going to be. Draws apparently Monday. I'll see if I can get that and tweet those details out. As far as what's going on elsewhere, no reports out of obviously with respect to the New Saints and Aberystwyth, who sound like they're going to penalties. Yes, there it is. 3 minutes ago, the final whistle blows. It'll take penalties to decide a winner at Park Hall. So they're going to undertake that. And we will get one of either Cardiff City, Swansea, or the winner of TNS and Aberystwyth Town. So those are the 4 clubs, I guess. It'll be down to 3 at the end of the day. And I'll see if I can get the details. I get that, Kim, but I am starting to get a hate on for some of the teams in League Two. And so Have a good one, Em. Appreciate you being here, and welcome if you've just joined us. I don't think I saw you yet today, so it's Andrew's about to leave. Yeah, it'd be nice to make a final, wouldn't it? And that's certainly winnable. I'm not saying that the Cardiff City and Swansea matches aren't winnable, but obviously those three teams are, I think, neck and neck. Any given day, I wouldn't be surprised with the result in any of them. Well, I'd be surprised if it was like a 4-0 blowout for any squad, but you expect that to be, a one-goal game. That is the goal. That is the hope. And I knock on wood, right? If we can if Sutton United can pull out a shocker against Stockport and Notts County and Stockport go to a draw, there is potential that we could finish the first half of the season in control of our own destiny. We wouldn't be first in points because we're a game behind, but we would be in control of our own destiny. And that is a magical place to be. I think technically we need Mansfield to drop a point along the way. But the women are putting on a show. The men are putting on a show. It's entertaining. It's fun to be a part of. It's fun to continue to build the community that we've got going here. Well, somebody else must have jumped on and stopped the clock, and I appreciate that. So, in any event, I think I'm going to sign off. I've got the kids today as enjoy lunch with the ladies, and that's the way it should be. She gives me enough time that she's allowed to go out and have a ball or two. So, allowed to. Like I have control. Like I have any say. It's been a blast. Take care, everybody. I see leave it as is as 42%, close to the other one. So we might play around with it. We'll see how it transpires. I appreciate all of you. It's been fun until Saturday, and we're back again. Right. Subject to the rescheduling of the Briton Ferry Genero Adran Trophy. We'll see. We'll